Hi guys, Lisa Ann with Carma Fitness. Today I have a very special treat. We're going to have several of my competitors here on the Zoom call. This is for the Facebook Live, but I wanted to make sure everybody was on here. So today we're going to talk about competing, natural bodybuilding, and just our overall process and method of getting to that. So with that being said, everyone's going to pretty much go over the same format, and I'm going to just answer the same questions that they're going to as well. So the first one is to tell our fitness story. So I've been an athlete my whole life. I played forward in soccer. I did a lot of figure skating growing up in California, where I'm from. I'm actually from Venice Beach, which is like the hometown of Muscle Beach. If you ever go to Venice, it's a pretty it's a pretty radical place. There's a lot of just eclectic artists, and Muscle Beach is a really cool place to work out too, but they do have very expensive smoothies. I paid like $16 for a smoothie and it tasted like pure sugar. So I gave it to someone on the street, but it's definitely an awesome place to go. We used to rollerblade. So fitness has always been something that really has been a part of who I am. Growing up, I didn't really know much about like how to achieve the perfect body. So, like most young girls, I fell into a lot of peer pressure as well as eating disorder mentality. And I've been through the extremes with fitness, with lack of fitness, with, diet culture. And really, I'm glad that I went through a lot of that because it did teach me the wrong way to do things, which usually prompts us to learn the right things. And I have noticed that fitness, it's not just about like making my body look better and reaching goals for me. It's also a lot about just mental well-being and health. So when I work out and I stay to a routine and a program, I feel so much better emotionally. I feel less anxiety, especially with what we've all been going through and not really being able to like go out and be with friends and family like normal. I think it's even more important to stay active. So my fitness story really has transformed over the years because I luckily get to live my passion and work with competitors, which is my absolute favorite, as well as just general population fitness clients, and helping them reach their goals the healthy way without extreme diets, eating under 1,000 calories, or going into these mindsets of even if they achieve what they want to achieve, they still feel like shit about themselves. Really being able to just dial in not just the physical transformation, but also the mental, emotional, spiritual, all of those things, because I feel that the more well-rounded we can be, the more it's like if we can learn the rules, we're going to be able to learn how they fit into our lives versus being a slave to our body. And so that really, in a nutshell, is my fitness story personally. I have gone through so many different transformations, not only with myself, but watching clients go from point A to point, B, and just watching them transform into the people that really empower them and make themselves feel good about themselves. So they can, if their mothers, be there for their kids, show their kids, the way to develop proper self-esteem, because a lot of times we're not really taught that. And fitness is a great extension for that because you're able to move your body. And when you can move your body, you actually release a lot of that built up anxiety, angst, trauma that's actually stored in the body. So my fitness story has definitely taken me to some crazy places, but I am so proud of the people I get to work with. We're all natural, so drug-free bodybuilding, no fat burners. It's definitely a much different approach than some, but I have produced multiple winners, and they've all been natural. And I'm really proud of that because it's easy to fall into peer pressure. We want faster, more. We want all of the extremes so much faster. And it's bodybuilding is a sport of like, it's like a marathon. It's not a race. It takes time. So my current goals, for right now for myself are I'm prepping for a show that I'm going to do this summer. And after that, I want to go to nationals, and earning my pro card is definitely on the to-do list. So I'm really excited for that. I actually have a few competitors that want to go that route as well, and I am so excited to take them there. So those are my most immediate goals. I definitely just competing in general. It's something I probably only do like once or twice a year because it is rather hard on the body. But when I do it and I really dedicate myself, like it's amazing. It's a sacrifice though. And that's I think the thing that people don't always realize, like it's a sacrifice because if you put a bunch of energy into one area of your life, there's other areas that are gonna, need extra attention, or that you're just gonna have to be able to manage your time, manage your priorities, having a supportive spouse, someone that really, understands, or supportive family that understands what you're going through, because it's not always easy to get all your meals in or meal prep or make it to the gym or, and I think that it's really wise to be able to give yourself kudos for how hard this actually can be, especially when done naturally and done in a safe manner. So, what does self-love mean to me? And how does fitness play into that? So I pretty much covered that in the first question, but self-love means putting yourself first. It means really honoring who you are and advocating for yourself, even if you have pushback from others, really saying like standing in your power and saying like yes or no, or hey, I that really is in alignment with what I'm trying to do, my goals. So I think that being able to advocate for yourself, because it is hard sometimes, because especially if it's someone you love and they want you to do something and you're like, but I have to get up at 6 a.m. and do cardio. I don't want to go out all night. And so just being able to like say, hey, I love you, but I'm not going out. I have to get to bed early because that routine is so important. And we want to be nice to our body. We don't want to stress our body out. And I have to say, stress is one of the biggest reasons why people are not able to get as lean as they want to get, is because they have a lot of stress, and stress tends to build up in the midsection because of cortisol. So really being nice to your adrenal glands, which are in the back of your body. I do take supplementation for my adrenal glands just because I love caffeine, and I definitely am learning how to manage stress better. But I think just really being cognizant of that, because sometimes when you're really stressed out or you're overextending yourself, it can be very hard on your body, and you may not even realize it until you actually get a moment to relax and you're like, holy shit, like that was a lot. And it's because you're in flight or fight mode and cortisol is high. And we really want, to manage that and, make sure that things get better. But all right, so I'm going to have JD take over now. JD is a first-time competitor. She's also a vet, and I love working with her. She is one of the hardest workers I know, and she always puts 110% effort forward. JD, I'll put you on the mic.
Okay. Thanks, Lisa. So hi, everyone. I'm JD Vargas. I've been training with Coach Lisa, for almost a year now. My fitness story really began when I joined the military. Really prior to that, the only knowledge of fitness that I had was, what I read in Teen People, what was fed to me through social media. But I fell in love with working out through, deployments, through heartbreaks. Fitness just became that escape from my work life in the Navy, and it was in a way a form of meditation for me. After I returned from deployment, my last deployment before getting out of the military, I had been super carb deprived, and I began treating myself here and treating myself there with cupcakes. I wanted to consume everything that I hadn't been able to in the past few months, and after a few months, that really slowly started to add up. And to add to that stress, Lisa just mentioned stress was a big factor. I was beginning to prepare to separate from the Navy. I was exhausted every day. I could really feel my health declining. I have irritable bowel syndrome, so everything was just getting worse. And in about a year, I had put on 20 pounds, which is the heaviest I'd ever been. I knew I was getting bigger. I could see it. I could feel it. My clothes, were tighter. It just was not fitting the way I like my clothes to fit. And it took me a few months of being stubborn, of being prideful, of failing to have any kind of progress in the gym. Even my family members calling me fat, which you should never do to a family member. But it took all that for me to gain the courage to leave my pride behind and to look for a trainer. And that's when I found Lisa. And that's kind of my fitness story up till this point. Better, I'm in a better place now, both physically and mentally. So I'm happy for that. And then what are your fitness goals and what has your experience been? So my fitness goals right now, it started with looking better and feeling better, right? Slowly it's morphed into competing next spring, hopefully in the bikini class. And I'm excited to do that. So far, my experience with Lisa it's been pretty awesome. From the first day we worked together, I felt really comfortable and I trusted that I was in good hands. It's so important to invest in yourself, whether that be like with a trainer or a gym membership. This is like an investment with high returns that you don't lose on, right? So it's important to work with someone that believes in a holistic approach without drugs. Like Lisa mentioned, fully natural. She's not starving me. I've eaten the most carbs I've ever ate in my life before. And then I feel like nowadays the fitness industry is filled with so many like self-proclaimed wellness instructors or trainers, but you really have to do your research. And I like that Lisa was not only a certified trainer, but she also has a degree in psychology, which is pretty cool. So it's important because there's such a level of psychology involved in coaching and in training, which she totally brings. And so far I've had really good results. I began with over 26% body fat, and a few weeks ago when I did my tape with Lisa, I taped in at 19% body fat. So that's in less than a year, made some progress, and I couldn't have done that with an experienced coach like Lisa. So I'm happy for that. Thanks, Lisa. So what does self-love mean to you, and how does fitness play into that? To me, self-love, it means loving yourself enough to hold yourself accountable. It means having that inner peace, which in turn radiates, external, and you can start seeing that on the outside, other people begin to notice it. Self-love has been a huge drive to be able to commit to my fitness goals, right? But in turn, also fitness has made me morph what I thought self-love was before. It's more than just like treating yourself to processed foods or sugary drinks. I'm not saying it's not, bad to treat yourself, like once a week or not, but it's having the commitment to your health to say no to those things also, and just having so much love for yourself that you decide that you're not going to feed trash to the machine that's keeping you going, right? Fitness has allowed me to see my body in a different light and really build my confidence. And now I know, like, when the time comes, I can be a good mom, right? I can keep up with my kids. I can be healthy and be there for them, and also keep it with my husband as well, so we can be active together and really just build a healthy, active life for ourselves and set ourselves up for a future.
I love that, JD. Thank you so much. That was really good. Very inspiring. And I do agree with you. It's important to do physical stuff with your partner because it's a good way to connect. So I absolutely love that. All right. Next, we have Alyssa. Alyssa and I have trained together for about 3 years, and she has definitely been one of my most treasured clients because she has a heart of gold. And even though I may make her do a lot of stair runs, she always does them. So, Alyssa, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alyssa, and I guess talking about my fitness journey, it is pretty much the exact opposite of Lisa's. I grew up in a family that wasn't athletic, not a lot of healthy choices. We have a extensive history of health problems, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, things like that. And when I started with Lisa, I was pre-diabetic, and my body fat was way, way too high. So pretty much what made me start my fitness journey was actually vanity. I wanted to look a lot better. And I had a very unhealthy idea of what fitness is, in my opinion, looking back now, mostly magazine pictures, things like that. And when I started with Lisa, she really helped me to get a better understanding of what being healthy actually is. And it was very difficult at first because, like I said, I don't have an athletic bone in my body. Um, but when I started losing weight and body fat and getting healthier, when I went to see the doctor, he was like, "Oh, your numbers are so much better. I started noticing that I was sleeping better and feeling better, more energy, and my fitness journey started to turn more into health and uh, a health and um, confidence. So since I started with Lisa, I would say I've improved bounds. My body fat is down. Um, and, it's just overall improvement. So I'm really happy. For fitness goals, I'd really like to summit a 14er. I tried doing that a couple months ago and I made about halfway. And next time I want to make it all the way to the top. I'd also like to get on stage. That would be really awesome. And really seeing my health improve. Like, I can't tell you how exciting it was to just, my doctor actually happy for me instead of like, wagging the finger at me like, you need to do better. So that's what I hope to accomplish. And for self-love, I think that means really putting yourself first sometimes, and learning to say no. Um, I'm a really yes person and I like to say yes to everyone. And sometimes you have to just put yourself first. And I think I'm doing that with training with Lisa and getting my health together. Um, and especially with like what's going on now with, people getting sick, the COVID-19 thing. I've had people get sick in my family and it's really scary to watch. And I definitely don't want that for myself. So I think self-love is definitely taking care of yourself, taking care of your health, and doing things that make you feel good. So that are healthy and make you feel good. So yeah, that's been pretty much what I've been going through so far. So
Great job, Alyssa. Thank you so much for sharing that. You're amazing. Keep going. You're going to make all that happen. I know it.
thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next will be Brooke. Brooke is a first-time competitor, and she only started a couple months ago, about 3 months ago, and she's doing awesome. She's always hitting her workouts. I know this last she was feeling a little under the weather, so she had to take a little hiatus, but she's feeling much better now, and she's back on it. And I'll get to you, Brooke.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Lisa. Sorry about my voice. I kind of are in and out of my voice right now, so I apologize for that. But my true fitness story, growing up, I've always participated in sports. My main two sports were swimming and soccer. I played throughout my childhood into middle school and high school. And then I went to college here at Metro State University of Denver, and I played soccer for Metro as well. And basically I've worked out my whole life, was in sports. I love running, so I did a lot of running. Some of my main was doing 5Ks, 10Ks. One of my fitness goals, I'll get to number 2, but eventually, is to do a marathon, is to run a marathon. So we'll see if I can accomplish that. But so anyways, I do cardio. I love strength training. And I've just always been really keeping up with working out. When I was in my mid-20s, I was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder, and which caused me to have blood clots and at nighttime, like muscle pains, like growing pains, but like double or triple the pain. And so my doctor always told me, you need to just keep working out as much as you can, 5 days or 6 days a week to control those. And basically just from working out, I've improved a lot, especially with my health, and just by working out. it's amazing what these symptoms can happen when you actually work out, when you eat right. And so I'm actually feeling a lot better, actually, and it's been about 8 years now. So, but that's pretty much what I did in my mid 20s. And then back in 2016, I took the mind focus and discipline and motivation to actually train for my first bikini competition. I went through the whole process of it, and I was a month out, and I didn't feel that quite right. Something was not quite right to me. And I was working with a lady who she said was a personal trainer, but back in my mind, I didn't really think she had that background or that experience or that education. Like, she just had the certification, like the paper, but I don't think she had the education, because my health plan, my diet plan, and my workout plan didn't really balance. And so there was just something in me that said, wait a minute. I looked in the mirror, looked at my weight, looked at my body fat percentage, and my body fat percentage was at 9 or 10%. And I was looking very anorexic. I didn't feel quite right. And she was more about, oh, you need to go take the steroids or a fat burner or something out there. And I knew that was not right. And so I had that bad experience and I had to quit. And it took me I would say probably a good 2 years or even like a year to really get that motivation and that mind back in place, saying that, okay, I think I'm ready to do this. So that's pretty much my fitness story from there. My fitness goals is I'm hoping to compete in April. And if not, I would love to do a march. So just to get my feet wet and get that practice in as much as I can. And for competing, I would love to get a 6-pack or maybe even a 4-pack. I know it's hard for women to do that, but I'm going to try 110% if I can. And then to be in the top 3 and hopefully get my pro card. I'm really focusing on that. I want to take all my dedication, my motivation from 2016, what happened, and hopefully I can get and achieve that. But from my experience with Lisa, I actually have had a excellent experience with Lisa. Before I started with her, I worked with another trainer like beginning of this summer. And she was an NPC pro bodybuilder. And I worked with her for about a couple of months. And I told her what I wanted to do. And the diet and the workout plan that she gave me was more for bodybuilding and not the bikini competition that I'm looking for. And so I decided that I wanted to quit with her. And I actually found Lisa on Thumbtack. And I just typed in trainers, and Lisa it came with Lisa, and she and I talked over Thumbtack, and I read her description and her experience, and I was like, this is going to be a really good person for me. And I met with her one-on-one, and we talked about my goals and what I was focused on. And sure enough, those two things just connected and clicked. And so for working with Lisa for about 2.5, 3 months, she's been a great influence on my fitness. And sorry, I'm gonna cry, but she's been a good
It's
role
okay.
model.
I always cry, girl. You're fine.
She's been a really good role model in my life. And with my autoimmune disorder, it's really hard to find somebody who actually understands you and what you're going through and how you actually have to eat. You have to have a really good, healthy diet. And with my autoimmune disorder, I do have celiac as well. So especially like having her be on like gluten-free as well, like that kind of helps me out. Because I truly never felt like I had somebody like that I could really talk my personal life about. And she's there to listen to you. She knows what you're going through. And for her, I don't think I know that I can get to that competition in April with her. And I know that with my focus on my goals that we can achieve it with you, Lisa. So thank you
Thank
very
you
much
so
for
much.
that.
You're so sweet. I'm gonna cry now. You're so kind.
um,
Thank you.
Of course, of course. But for the last question, for self-love, to me it means accepting yourself as who you are. Um, I've, and it's been a real hard trauma for me, and like a hard life through this autoimmune disorder. And I feel like, making time to do whatever we love, and trusting in yourself. I mean, that's a huge thing. And loving and accepting for who you are as a person, because you just don't know where you're going to go. And I've gotten to the point where have been diagnosed with autoimmune disorder, and I still can't forgive myself for that. Like, I've struggled through my life with that, and it's just really hard to figure out how to have that confidence and that trust in yourself, and to love yourself for who you are. And the one thing that I've always learned is that, other people are more worse than you are. And so you just have to be grateful for who you are and accept yourself in person. So, but honestly, fitness has helped me with self-love by increasing my positive mood, and basically puts me in a more positive state. And in the long term, fitness has made me feel good about my physique, and has disciplined me to actually do my focus goals, and also helps bring with self-confidence and self-esteem, boosts that for me a lot. So, but overall, thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on tonight. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think we go through things in life to teach us and make us more, So, and like I told you guys before, you got to fake it till you make it. And then when you make it, you got to fake some more.
Yep.
All right. My next guest is Tess. She is competing tomorrow in Las Vegas. She's Zooming live from her hotel room in Sin City. And I am so impressed and proud of Tess. Oh, those are her wings in the background. For one of the rounds, she'll be wearing wings. So they're pretty extravagant. I'm jealous. I want a pair now. So Tess is not only a very hard worker, she's very diligent, very organized. I ask her to do something, she does it, and I really appreciate that. It just makes my job a lot easier. So she is also 55 years old and looks better than most 30-year-olds, and I think that is so impressive. She's an ex-ballerina, so she knows what discipline and dedication are required for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave you, Tess. Here we go.
All right, my fitness journey. So, like Lisa said, I've danced ballet since second grade for like 13 years. I did tennis, but I was also in the varsity volleyball team in high school. I'm short, so I'm like a tosser. So that is what is it. I was just really an athlete because my dad was also a professional basketball player growing up in the Philippines. I'm Filipino. So anyway, so our household was pretty athletic, and I was actually growing up like a tomboy, So just through high school, and college and all that. And as I got older, I got into the Zumba thing, all that crazy group X kind of workouts. Never really lifted. So, and then I watched my first bodybuilding show because my ex was in it. So anyway, that's where my fitness journey started as far as bodybuilding is concerned. And truth be told, I saw these women in bikinis like older than me. So I thought, oh my God, look at these women. I can be that woman. So at that time I was about 50, 51, 50. And I said, I'm going to start doing bodybuilding. So that's when it started. So my first competition was in 2018. And I won first place as a grandmaster because I was already 50 plus years old, right? So I'm in the grandmaster category. So anyway, that's where it started. And my very first really first place that I was really proud of was the Olympia in Las Vegas, where I'm at right now. As a grandmaster amateur bikini competitor, I took first place against South Africa and another American. So just being on stage with that American flag, first place, I mean, it was just mind-boggling. You can't even think we feel like we're on that podium and stepping on the first place platform, right? So I'm here again on my third year. But anyway, that's how it started. It started in California. And then I moved to Colorado about a year ago I still stuck with my old coach, but then I said, it's not going to work out. I needed somebody local. And guess what? I found Lisa Ann in Thumbtack. She was actually one of 4 people who pinged me after I went into Thumbtack. And then, of course, me, I'm like a Virgo. I had to go research everybody. And Lisa was the one who was really entertaining. She had her shit together, and sorry for my language, but she just, and then she was connecting with me, and I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna get along with this lady. And then we met together, and like, so it was just, we just hit it off from there. And then I said, oh my God, this woman is gonna make me get my pro card in the NPC, hopefully. So anyway, so that's it. We started our journey over like 3 months ago. I did my workouts, I'm doing my food, you know, and it's a totally different modern world of coaching. And I really love it, Lisa. You're such a blessing. So that's kind of like my fitness journey. Now I'm in Olympia number 3, and hopefully I compete next year with the NPC, and that's our goal, to build me more muscle, you know. So, and really that's it as far as the fitness journey. And in terms of like self-love, you know, like self-love is loving yourself, right? Loving yourself to a point where you don't care about anybody else but yourself. It's all not just a physical thing, but it's really mental, emotional, you know, and for me, spiritual. So that's kind of self-love for me, not taking, you know, yourself for granted, and you only have this one life to live, you know, especially with COVID now. I mean, you really have to take care of yourself, and not settling for anything less, you know, that you deserve. So that's really self-love for me. I think I'm the oldest in the group here, so I can start preaching, right? But anyway, but really, self-love is just, you know, loving yourself. It's basically it, you know. And what else am I supposed to answer?
Your other question is, what are your current goals? But you pretty much covered that because you said you want to go in and go pro. So tell them what organization you're in right now. Tell them what federation you're competing in.
I am in the International Natural Bodybuilding Association and Professional Natural Bodybuilding Association. They're known as INBA, PNBA. But I know NPC is the top federation right now, and it's a tougher group of folks to compete with. I did one in last year in March. I did an NPC show. I placed, I think, 11th out of 14 or something. But yeah, so it's a tougher group of people because we're coming in natural, and you could totally see that these are the women. They're not natural. I mean, yeah. So that's my goal. That's my fitness goal, is get into NPC. And for me, I believe in going to different federations, because that's when you really can prove that you're the best amongst a group of women.
That's a good point.
So
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and Tess, real quick, do you want to go through your routine real quick just to show off your abs?
Oh my Lord.
Oh,
I'm wearing my t-shirt.
I had to wear in your bikini. I thought you had your bikini on. That's okay. All right, no problem. But can you tell everyone when your show will be tomorrow, Colorado time, so we can watch?
Yeah, so I'll probably on stage around 4 p.m. your time.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
Bikini is always like the
latest.
last.
Yeah. And then send me the link again so I can share it with everyone, because I can't find it. You tagged me in it on Instagram, and I don't know where it is.
It's all right.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that, Tess. I appreciate you. You're going to do great tomorrow. All right, Linda, last but not least, we're going to go with Linda. Linda is absolutely so hardworking. She is also a vet. Thank you for your service. And she, anything I ask her to do, she goes 150%. Like she's a beast. And she used to do MMA fighting. So don't catch her in an alley, because you'll probably lose. And she's tough. So I definitely, if you want to follow her, her Instagram is Evolution of Linda. She has it there on her name. And with that, I will let you go, Linda. Here we go.
So my name is Linda Drum. My fitness journey actually started back, it was 9/11. I was 17 years old. I was so upset about what had happened. I joined the Army. Actually, the day I was leaving for basic training, I found I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. So I had to go home. I had my daughter, and 6 months later, I went back to the military. I was a diesel mechanic. I was a logistician, and an armorer. So I'd build and fix guns. There I did like combatives and things like that. And when I joined the military, I seriously could only do like 3 push-ups in 2 minutes. It was a really sad time in my life. But by the time I was retired, it was 2015. I got medically retired. I have injuries to my back and other things, but I could do 72 push-ups within 2 minutes. And every morning, from the time I began to the time I ended my career, I did my push-ups and my sit-ups every morning, every night, because I just wanted to push myself to the next level. The men and women have a different physical fitness scale in the military, but I was hell bent on beating out the guys. And I had the greatest commander. Her name was Sharon Peralt, and she was right there with me. We would compete against each other, and then we were competing against the guys. So anyway, that's my military stuff. But after I got out of the military, I started doing MMA. I was boxing and I was wrestling. I did judo and jujitsu, and I wanted to push myself. I had a new goal, and I wanted to fight MMA. So I did fights for, let's see here, Rocky Mountain Bad Boys and Sparta Combat League. I was also, I was supposed to do a fight with Inked Out, but that didn't work out. And turns out I wasn't like really great at it, but it was definitely one of those bucket list things. And it was just a really amazing experience. I love fitness and I love working out. About 3 years ago, actually, I thought I had bronchitis, but what happened was I have a heart condition that I didn't know about. Is called SVT, which is supraventricular tachycardia. And so that really limited my life. I could no longer do jujitsu or even like things around the house. Like I cannot like bend down too quickly to grab things. So any sudden change of blood pressure will set my heart off into like a crazy high beat. It's like a 212 or something. It's insane. So I had to learn to live my life around it in a way. Just recently, over the summer, my friend, she's about to turn 40 and I'm 37. So like we're close in that age group. But she was like, I've done a bikini competition before. You have a great body. You should do it too. And I was like, all right, girl, it's on. So then on Monday morning, and that was like Saturday. So Monday morning, I started calling trainers. And then when I met with Lisa Ann, I was like, I connected right away. She has this positive, great energy. And like any successful person will tell you, you have to surround yourself with other successful and positive people to keep that kind of those vibes in your life. And when you put out good vibes to the universe, you do get that back. So I've been training since August. So I took off like 3 years from the gym. But in August, gosh, I think I put on like 8 pounds of lean mass in about a month. It was insane just how quickly my body was responding to her program and the nutrition. And self-admittedly over the last couple years, because I was trying to like maintain my weight, I wasn't eating as many calories as I really should have. And so once I started with her nutrition plan, like my body just like sprung to life, and it really gave me motivation to do more healthy things in my life. I quit smoking. I used to smoke cigarettes, and then I went to a vape pen, and I completely quit vaping altogether. I eat much better. Not only that, but like a big thing too is like what you drink. In the morning I would drink coffee until noon, and if it was a weekend, well, afternoon I'd drink beer until whenever. But I have such a healthy lifestyle now, and so that's like one of those things that kind of like blends right into self-love, is respecting your body and honoring your body, knowing your goals, and knowing how you can push yourself past your adversity. I have 5 children, and so I wake up at 4 a.m. every day so I can eat breakfast, get ready for the gym, and go to gym at 5 a.m. And I know that that's what I need to do. And my advice to other people that are having trouble finding time to go to the gym, it's really no excuse. You have to make the time. And that is very, very important. If you want to reach a goal, you have to really commit yourself and figure out how are you going to do that. So my self-love to me is honoring my body and knowing that my limitations, because I have a back injury from the military and also this heart condition, I know my limits, but I know how to work around that because I love myself enough that I know that I want to reach those goals. And I also, one of the things that I really cherish is that I'm a mother and I'm a wife, and I want to be there long term for my kids and for my husband. And I want to be healthy for them so I can enjoy life because they're enjoying the life along with me. My current fitness goals right now, I am training for a show in April, and that's a really big deal for me. Like I said, my friend had said, you know, let's do this, and I'm not 100% sure where she's at in this journey, but I know that after I said I'm going to do this, I 100% committed. So from here, I'd really like to qualify for nationals, and I'd really like to take it pro, and I'd really like to make this a long-term thing. And I know I'm coming in a little bit late in the game as I'm 37, but Tess, you came in late in the game. So like you inspire me, just so you know. But and so I really have like these high hopes that this is going to be like, you know, something I can do long-term, because this helps me, especially being natural because of my health issues and stuff. It is very, very important to me that I stay natural. And so that's something that Lisa Ann has really inspired me, that I can do this, you know, and I'm going to do this. And so you'll see it. But yeah, I guess that's it. So just thank you so much to Lisa Ann with Carma Fitness. And I'm just really excited to get to the next level and see where we can take it.
Thank you so much, Linda. I just want to thank each and every one of you. You guys are beautiful people. You inspire me. I really am grateful to work with you all. And I really have all the faith in the world in you, as much as I have in myself, which is a lot. So I just want to say thank you so much. And I hope that this has inspired the viewers. And if you guys want to check out natural transformations, you can go to my website, www.carmafitness.life. All of the people on my website are natural transformations, untouched photos, and they put their heart and soul into achieving what they desire. And I think you can literally move mountains if you are willing to, for one, say words of affirmation to yourself, rather than saying I would like to do this. Say I am doing this, like what you just did, Linda. I mean, that is the law of attraction. You have to, I am are very powerful words. When you say, well, I would kind of like to sort of like become a pro, like, girl, you ain't becoming pro. You gotta, I am. And it definitely can change your life. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much. Tomorrow's Zoom workout will be at 9 a.m. and then Sunday's workout will be at 11 a.m. So I hope to see you all there, and thank you so much. Take care.